Hey guys, this is James Morgan. My YouTube channel is Captain J Morgan. In my recent past videos, I've done some live streams and thought they were good live streams. Uh, since I'm new at this, I didn't think they were too bad as far as the information that we talked about and the participation from the viewers. However, they were a little bit long. And so, uh, if you are watching this and you go back and look at those live streams, uh, I think you'll get some good information and from the from the content. However, the videos were a little bit long, and I think that I'm just going to provide a real quick recap here of some of the main points that we talked about in those live streams, and that way you won't have to endure the whole the whole video because I don't have timestamps or anything on there. I'm learning how to do these live streams and all the YouTube videos and stuff right now. So just real quick, last week, what I think we discussed and what I think was good about our discussions were uh, we talked about how AMC restructured their debt, which initially I wasn't sure if this was a good or bad thing, only because I thought that there might be and I think a lot of the people participating weren't sure at that time whether there would be uh, shares that would hit the market because of this restructuring. And what we found out was this restructuring was done through a what's called senior secured note offering, which uh, at least for the time being or the near time being, that won't allow any shares to hit the market. And but what it does allow for is for AMC to have lower interest rates now on their debt because they had a substantial and they still have substantial debt. However, when I was looking into it, some of their debt was coming due next year, and then a major portion of it was coming due in 2026. Um, but this has pushed it all now to where it's due in 2029. But it got the interest rates down on it. The interest rates on the past debt or on the debt before they restructured it was well, it was pretty high. It was anywhere from about 10.5% to a portion of it was up to 17%. So this has all secured the debt interest rate now to I believe 7.5% interest, and so that's really good. And it pushed it to 2029, and it also loosened a lot of the restrictive covenants that were associated with that debt. And one of the ones that I think would affect AMC shareholders uh, the most in regards to a potential squeeze. So it would be the apes, us watching this video, would be the covenants that restricted any moving forward with providing a dividend. And what that means for us was providing like an NFT. I don't. I think most of you guys who are watching this video understand understand what I'm trying to say, and that is that it was thought in the recent past that a way to help get out in the open how many real shares there are, and also to help to squeeze move forward was to try to see if AMC could provide that dividend, and that dividend was going to be through some NFTs, which I believe the way the debt was structured in the past before this restructuring just occurred, that was not allowed from some restrictive covenants. So hopefully I haven't confused you, but those were the three big things that occurred with this senior note or senior secured note offering. Um, and this also helps to even more secure the company's finances in regards to being a viable, uh, financially sound company, even though there is still a lot of debt. But no time in the near future is this company going to looks like it's going to go bankrupt, and that's where the hedge funds and the shorters, that's always what they're hoping for, and why I believe that they initially got into this stock play over a year ago. So that takes that off the table. Then another good thing that happened here recently this past week was this transparency rule proposal uh, got passed by the SEC, and it was 3-1, and that goes into effect, I believe, about they said about 30 days from the time it passed. But I was reading some information on this too, doing a little DDing from watching some of the other YouTube channels, and I believe they could push an additional 30 days. So I think it could be anytime from 30 to 60 days from actually around January 26th, 27th. So we'll all be looking for that. But that was actually a very good news. Also, there was an approval of a new exchange. I believe it's called a BTSX, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, it's an approval of a new exchange or it's a BSTX, I believe, and the underlying platform that it's going to use is blockchain technology. So that will really help in the implementation of transparency and of like real-time quotes. So it'll be a really true lit exchange, which I think we all know and have found out that most of the trading that goes on in the whole markets, and especially with AMC, are through dark pools, and which is basically just off-lit exchanges. And so this will help bring a lot of that to light, which should help not only AMC but all the stocks out there to get just better, to realize better bid and ask pricing, which that is that's what we all want. So that's good. And I think that's one of the reasons this movement started too, was just because of all the shenanigans and all this dark pool trading and all the shorting and synthetic shares, which hopefully this is starting to address. Also, there was a closed door meeting by the SEC, which everyone, I believe, thinks was a good thing. They don't have many, from what I read. They don't have a lot of closed door sessions, but I think this was, like we've all talked about before, where the SEC is beginning to seriously strategize about how they're going to move forward in trying to get a hold on all this hedge fund manipulation and that's one of a better word. That's pretty good. Hedge fund manipulation that's been going on for a long time, and especially I think it's just been really rampant over these last 3 or 4 years. So I think that was good, although nobody really knows what was talked about in the closed door meeting. But I think that was probably a lot of it, or some of it. Then they also announced towards the end of this past week about a risk panel that they're going to form and or empower. I believe that this risk panel, from what I was reading, they had decided to move forward with this years ago, but it just sort of got pushed to the side, and now they're going to bring it back up and start implementing it. Um, and it will basically be to review the financial stability of of the markets and any threats out there um, that could cause the financial stability of the markets to be in jeopardy. And they were focusing and almost primarily on hedge funds. And so I heard that this is going to be like a watchdog for the hedge funds, and I I think this is needed extremely bad. I think all of us realize, and I think the movement that we've created and are participating in over this last year uh, has just really brought it to light. And so, even though I think this, it, they like I said, they talked about this about 4 or 5 years ago, and so you know that they were realizing it then how bad and how the hedge funds are getting, how egregious they are getting in what they do. And so again, I think if you want to call it the meme stock movement or the retail stock traders, that they have helped bring this to light in a big way. And so uh, that was something that I believe the SEC and Gensler just Gary Gensler just announced late Friday. So that's something really good to look for this next or this coming week or these coming weeks. Also, uh, let me see what else was there as far as real positive things. I'm trying to think. There was the tweets. The SEC did some tweets that I thought were, and I think a lot of people did that were, that the timing of them was thought was actually good, and the tweets were, oh, from taking a quiz on, do we know how how long a stock can be halted to um, uh, to oh, there was that tweet, and then about the whistleblower tweets also. So all this to me, and I think to a lot of people, goes right along with what the SEC seems like they are moving towards and pushing towards, which is more transparency, better settlement times. They're going to look at the payment for order flow, and it's all coming out and being put on the table. And I think, again, that's most of that is due to how the retail stock investors and traders like ourselves have been pushing this and have been standing strong and unified over this last year, especially in regards to AMC and GME. So those were all very good things that just happened in this last week or two. I know I said last week, but I think in the last couple of weeks. And then in this week coming up, I think we should just be aware of everything that we have just covered, and also the SEC has said that they are going to address, and this was Gary Gensler himself said that last week. He said that this coming week, which is he's going to address well, last week he said the next week, which is this coming week, he said he was going to address meme stocks and actually transparency and settlement times, and maybe he will address, even though the SEC put a paper out about what happened last year, maybe he'll address some of that also, which I think that was a horrible report, and it was just a cover job, basically, about when they took the buy button away, and it was just it wasn't good. So maybe maybe he'll sort of uh, you know, I don't know if going. Well, I don't know if he'll address that or not at all, because I don't know if he wants to uh, rehash that or talk against the report that came out. But hopefully he'll just at least move forward on everything in a positive way that he has just and the SEC has just started coming out with. So all these are great catalysts for the hopefully for the MOAS to which is the mother of all short squeezes. I didn't know what that was when I was first seeing it on there on YouTube and hearing about it too. Uh, but hopefully for the MOAS to begin. And so I think that is it. I was trying to keep this video short, but I'm just long-winded. And also this coming week, I'm going to try to do more live streaming and/or a video specifically on exit strategies. We've talked about it before in our past videos, and we're all learning. Have a really good group that tunes in, and a lot of them are the same people. And I appreciate you guys if you're out there watching now. And I hope we can continue to do this. And we talk about just it's mainly AMC and just how some of the videos were how we were going to exit the positions, because if you see some of those videos, you'll see how when I when the stock was running last year in June, how I was totally unprepared to exit the position. And so we'll have hopefully I'll have a video on that and a specific video on that talking about exit strategy and these trailing stops. That I have a friend that's a stockbroker, and then I have a session booked with Ameritrade on how to use a maneuver inside sink or swim. And so I'm going to try to understand better how we can use and relay that to the audience here, to the viewers, trailing stops, because I was told that from my broker friend. I saw some videos on that, and I think that could be a good way that we could, or one tool we could use when this MOAS is to our advantage. While the stock is going up, if needed. I mean, we might not need it, but it'd be a way to secure some gains, because they're unrealized gains until you secure them, and then they're realized gains. So I think we all are. We're rich on unrealized gains, but let's learn and turn that into realized gains. Okay. And also, I had a note here, and I'm going to try to do a video and talk more about how synthetic shares are made. So it's just good to have or at least I think it is, to have a better understanding of, I think we all understand about, what these hedge funds have done and are doing, producing all these fake and synthetic shares, but how that process really works, I understand it. It's hard for me to get it across. That's why I want to do a specific video on it. And I think we all understand to a degree. But when you start talking about it, it is just so messed up and corrupt and convoluted that it's you can't even believe it, or it's hard for me to believe when I'm saying it. To me it's a big, massive Ponzi scheme, for want of a better word. So hopefully we'll go over that more specifically on some videos, and then updates on the DOJ, the hedge fund probes that that they opened up and the investigations that they have opened up, and then of course the SEC talk that Gensler is supposed to have, and uh, anything on this risk panel that was just announced on Friday from the SEC that they're going uh, uh, to start, and so which is basically a review of the hedge funds or to keep them. It's a panel that's supposed to assess risk, systemic risk that uh, private funds can create in the markets, which mainly the private funds would be the hedge funds that they're talking about. And then, yeah, any news from the DOJ. So hopefully you guys can, if this is your first time tuning in or watching me, hopefully you can tune in some more. I think if you can get past my slow speech, I think there's some good content, and like I said, we have really good people that chat on these live streams, and they're very knowledgeable, and they're all been in the stock. And I guess that's it. Please tune in to a live stream. My name is James Morgan. Again, the YouTube channel is Captain J Morgan. My email is CaptainJMorgan2021 at gmail.com. So shoot me an email. Also, if you can hit the like button, I hear that it gets this video out in the algorithms of YouTube. And so that would help. All right, I appreciate it. I do have a few live stream people here. Are you better with your exit strategy? Have anyone seen any updates? Thanks for all your insight. Can you take it off after the fire is suspect? Yeah, these are some of the followers in the chat here that, or some of the members in the chat are former chat members. And so we have a little community here that we're gathering. And guys, sorry I can't stay too long today on this chat, but we'll be back on. If I don't have one tonight, I'll have one definitely tomorrow, but I'll answer the questions real quick. Are you better with your exit strategy? Well, that's what I was saying in this video a bit back, that I am getting better at it. I have a friend that's a broker that we're going to get together, and we're going to discuss it, and then I'm going to learn about these trailing stops, and I'm going to try to impart that. Some of you guys might already understand it, but I'm going to try to impart my knowledge that I learned about those that we can include maybe in any plan that we have for an exit strategy. And then you want to see any updates on the fire? I have not. I did say in one of my chats yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, or yeah, it was yesterday, or maybe the day before, that that it does seem sort of suspect, and what a coincidence about the fire. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there was a fire that totally destroyed a warehouse that was specifically made and in business for warehousing important financial documents. And I had elaborated in that past video that I do commercial construction, residential and commercial. I've mainly been residential the last 20 years, but the last few years we've done quite a bit of commercial. And in those commercial structures, a lot of them were warehouses, and not even as big as this. I haven't done one that was I haven't built one as big as the facility that burned, but I've built one probably half that size, and you have redundancy on your sprinkler system. In fact, anything to do with the fire marshal or the permitting of that is it's very intense, and it's very structured. So it does seem sort of, and again, I don't have anything to go by on this except my experience and knowledge. So I know nothing of this particular fire that everyone's referring to here that was outside of Chicago that supposedly housed a bunch of records, and we think probably from the hedge funds and probably from the companies that were involved with the hedge fund. And so it just seems like there's a lot of due diligence, deep diving that needs to go on. And my wife's father and my uncle are or were they're both retired, and one of them is deceased. God rest his soul. Is They were fire chiefs, fire captains, and uh, they were they taught me some. I don't know much about except from what I've learned on the while I was in the warehouse construct while I was in the commercial construction. But I know that every fire is looked at, as far as what I'm trying to get at, is every fire is looked at for arson, and especially one of this size. So hopefully uh, we will be able to learn a lot about this, and um, we'll just go from there. So that's all I know on that. Yeah, I sort of, that's what I was getting at. This Hayden with J Real Estate said, aren't there the way the sprinkler systems are built out? And there's annual inspections, and it's crazy how one area could compromise the whole thing. And that's what I was touching base on yesterday as well. That we're doing a project right now that's being held up because we have to get permit for the office space in the warehouse that we're building. We have to get uh, permitted, and it's all engineered and permitting, and the companies that actually install them have to go through this the municipality or the regulatory body that's overseeing that, and we have to get it for the specific warehouse area um, uh, that the sprinklers are in, and then this particular warehouse houses food, and they have freezers, and so there's even specific criteria and sprinklers that uh, go into the freezer system. So, and again, this warehouse was I don't know what all it stocked, the one that just burned, and so I don't want to speak about something I don't know about, but I do know that uh, sprinkler systems and the way they have to get permitted and reviewed and inspected, um, uh, raises uh, some suspicions, or at least some eyebrows at what occurred, and especially the timing too. So, but we'll find out, guys, on or at least there'll be a lot of information on it. So I know I probably went way too long on this. This is going to be a brief video, and I'm already 30 minutes. Wow. Well, thank you guys for all of you that tuned in, and again, I hope to see you again real soon, either later this evening or by tomorrow. And I think this can be a good week for AMC, and at least the SEC seems to be more on our side, and at least seems to be out there providing us information. And maybe they have been this whole past year have been, pushing forward to trying to help the whole market in the whole, the whole stock market. But we just haven't seen it, and maybe we are going to see it and realize it now. All right, thank you guys again. This is James Morgan, Captain J Morgan, signing off, and talk to you guys next time. Appreciate it.